Hi, this is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium, Vancouver 2014. I have with me Mr. Chris MacIntyre of the Reservoir Minerals Company, RMC on the venture, and RVRLF on the OTC markets. Welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley.
It's good to have you. Let's get right into it. Let's get an overview.
Well, Reservoir Minerals, for those who don't know, was founded in 2011, a spin-out from Reservoir Capital, the hydro development company. And in it was a joint venture with a very large company called Freeport-McMoRan, which for the Americans will know is based in Phoenix, and it's a second largest copper company in the world and the largest publicly traded one. Some very, very good geologists that work with us. We went into in Serbia, there's an area called Bor in the Timok district, where there were previously, within 20 kilometers, 2 billion ton plus deposits that have been mined for many years, in fact, since 1903. And 7.5 kilometers south of there, with Freeport, we made a discovery. And the grades we were seeing are, 160 meters over 10% copper equivalent, 166 meters or 11.25% copper equivalent. For those that may not mean anything, but just think the world today is mining approximately 0.6% copper. So this is a 10-fold improvement in grade, and it's about economics. So this type of tonnage, based on today's rock price, et cetera, theoretically you're looking at over $1,000 per ton of rock, or most people are happy with mining about 100. This is a very, very good discovery because not only is it a geological anomaly, you're also in infrastructure. And I mean, we're talking about rail. We're talking about a smelter that has the opportunity that only runs 400,000 tons in concentrate, but currently is only running 125,000. So the challenges of Indonesia, where they're currently trying to say, hey, build another smelter. That's not what we have in Serbia. They're saying, please build a new mine so you can run the concentrate through our mine that we're currently bringing all the way from Chile.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This was undiscovered?
The reason it was undiscovered is there's a fault running just south of Bor, and everyone assumed for about 100 years that nothing ever ran south of that fault, because of Miocene cover, because of rocks that had covered it and preserved the discovery for hundreds and thousands of years.
Holy, I mean, this is news.
It's better than that. And the reason it's better than that is because now that we know that thesis is false, we know that it's a district that continues to run south. Because while I only told you about the 2 big deposits, there were 16 other deposits to the north that have been mined. So now we know you're going to get a plethora of potential deposits running south of there. Now, Shelley, the question is, okay, so when's the next time you're going to start drilling? 6 days. 6 days from today, we're testing geological anomalies, which we think are 100 meters below surface. And if we're right, these are deposits that have extraordinary value.
So what's the deal with Freeport? I mean, if you have, there's your offtake agreement. I mean.
Well, no, it's not our offtake agreement.
Uh-huh.
They build. So they have the ability to build. They have the expertise. They're one of 4 companies in the world. You've got Rio Tinto, you've got Newcrest, you've got Codelco, and you've got Freeport, who have the expertise to block cave mine, which we still haven't found to fully understand.
Let's get into some other facts, okay?
Okay.
I mean, this large discovery, where it's located, I mean, it's central to the customer base that seeks the raw materials, too.
Very much so. But even more important is you've got rail 5 kilometers away. So you can put this on rail and you can send it to any one of 8 different ports in and who knows how many countries, as well as you can rail this to yet another smelter in Bulgaria, or you can put it on the Danube, which is about 50 kilometers away, and you can send this to China. And we brought in Chinese shareholders. We brought in a Chinese shareholder called Zhangwang Copper. XGC is they're better well known. The largest copper smelter in China, one of 2 double flash smelters in the world, the other one being Kennecott, Utah, which may not mean anything to you. But what it means is that any type of bad concentrate, things that hold things like arsenic, they can take without penalty. And so you have a rare situation of you have all of the infrastructure, you have super high grades, and you have a jurisdiction that wants to mine. You have everything you want. There's nothing missing already. The only thing you may ask is, Chris, you look like a pretty young guy. Simon is a geologist. What type of experience do you guys have to build a mine? Doesn't matter, because Freeport has that ability, and they've demonstrated it for many years.
So where is the potential for a disruptive event to take place that would cause you an anxious moment?
I sleep pretty well at night.
Really? So in other words, you're pretty confident this is going to be perhaps the next largest copper mine in the world?
Relative to everything I see, I'm still looking for something better.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, I like your style, kiddo, all right? Well, I like your confidence level, and I feel, do you want to discuss who else is in the team? Because that's the key ingredient also.
Our chairman is Miles Thompson. This seems like an overnight success because we started in 2011, but he started in 2002 with Phelps Dodge, and Phelps Dodge got acquired by Freeport. So the same team, the same guys who made the discovery, that's what we were working with. And in 2011, we spun out Reservoir Minerals. In 2012, in April, was when we knew we kind of had something big. And it's still only 2014, and still most of the world has never heard of this. And so we're really failing the people for the potential of money they can make.
I'm going to try to help you pass instead of failing. Let me. So you're at Sprott. Why would you be? Why are you?
Why come to this conference?
No. Not why are you coming to this conference, but you're one of the few companies that have been invited to be here. Why is that?
Well, this is the best conference I know. And actually, the story goes back to I actually emailed Rick Rule, who some of you may know. It was acquired by Sprott a few years ago. And I just asked, where's Vancouver? Because a lot of our shareholders come here. A lot of our shareholders want to be here. And we know and understand that in order for us to be here, that this is where you can find capital that understands the business. These are entrepreneurs. These aren't necessarily institutional investors that these guys can hold stock for 5 years. Mm-hmm. This is a long process. This is overnight success over 7 years. Right. They understand that. Now, why we're here, I think Rick, there's not much to say other than, Rick and Sprott own a lot of what we do. They believe in us as a management team. They believe in us in our capability in everything that we do. And we've yet to disappoint.
And now, the toughest question of all. What's your website?
www.reservoirminerals.com. RESERVOIRMINERALS.com.
Yeah, thanks for spelling that for me. Chris MacIntyre, Reservoir Minerals, RMC on the venture, RVRLF on the OTC markets. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium, Vancouver 2014. Chris, always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks, Shelley.
You got it, bud.